Do you have any idea what this is about? Did you speak to any of the FBI agents at the scene?
I actually do have and know the agents' names that are assigned to Micah's case. In fact, I guess that maybe a couple of months ago or so, I was actually served with a U.S. grand jury subpoena for all of my file materials and things that belong to Micah. So I knew firsthand at that point that it was actually serious. It wasn't just Robeson County saying, oh, FBI came and did a parallel search. No, they were actually activating an investigation and was collecting the evidence, starting with me and witnesses and other potential victims and so forth. And of course, taking those next steps to execute a search warrant.
To be clear, though, is this about Micah's death or her relationship with John Paul? That might have, maybe, from what I'm hearing, what you're saying, might have to not just be about Micah, but other people as well. I think you used the word victim or alleged victims. Are you saying this is larger than Micah? Is it about her death, or is it something else?
Right. Anything that I would know personally, if anything at all, there would be certain things that I wouldn't be able to disclose anyway, but
Sure.
I'll put it this way. This case and that search warrant was definitely about Micah, whether it was directly related to her, her untimely death. The thing that I'm saying is that with regard to that search warrant, it had Micah's name all over it because, but for Micah leaving behind journals and evidence and information that would leave a trail for the FBI to follow, they would have never knocked on his door ever to begin with. So is it directly related to Micah and her passing? Well, gosh, I certainly hope so to some degree, but I also say this, that don't forget, there have been plenty of people in the past where we never got to arrest them for what we alleged that they had done. I always like to say, Al Capone didn't go to prison for murdering anyone. He went to prison for tax evasion. Jail is jail. Would I like for it to be something directly related to, him tying him with Micah? Yeah, but if it's something else, I'm fine with that too. Jail is jail. One of the things that I wanted the public to, obviously clearly understand is about the type of evidence that the FBI has now gotten access to. When we think about things, especially with our wonderful Constitution that protects us all, right, is from unreasonable searches and having an expectation of privacy in our homes. The federal magistrate is not going to just willy-nilly hand out a search warrant with, without the good probable cause. But the point that I wanted to make is that now the FBI will have access to evidence that they have retrieved from him that he expected to have some sort of expectation of privacy in. And those things would be email threads, email chains, text messages, website history on that computer, all of the things that we usually, consider to be private to us, and those private documents, computer files, and that type of thing. So in the future, any of that type of evidence, if Mr. Miller wants to say, oh, yes, I wrote that letter admitting all of those things, but my wife told me to write it, therefore explaining it away. In this situation, whatever the FBI has retrieved there cannot be denied. It came from his home and from his source and under an expectation of privacy. So I think that that's going to be some very strong evidence that would be coming forward somewhere down the road.